What is going on YouTube? It's Sankey here and I make videos on the stock market. Guys, I've got a jam-packed one for you today. I'm talking about two of our plays, yes, that's Draftkings and Golden Nugget, who are set to benefit going forward into 2021 from the legalization of sports betting in various different states. And their share prices have been on the up and up recently. So guys, I'm talking about how we can strategize and dominate with these plays going into 2021 and what we can expect. Before I do, check out that link down below. That's Trading 212. Go and grab yourself a free share of stock worth up to $100. Now, without further ado, let's jump into our portfolio and see what is going on. Up on screen is my YouTube growth portfolio that I share with you guys each and every day, currently sitting at £45,000. Now, if you've been rocking with the channel for a while now, you know this is the highest value the portfolio has ever been, because the strategy that we've been putting in over the last few weeks by buying into the dips of some of our fantastic EV plays is now paying off. That's why it's amazing to have you guys on this journey with me, and that's how we're doubling your portfolios, whether you're going from your first $1,000 to $2,000, or from $10,000 to $20,000, or from $50,000 to $100,000. Now, two of the plays that we're going to dominate with in 2021 is LCA and Draftkings. So let's jump into LCA. Up on screen is Shareholders. This is the SPAC that's merging with Golden Nugget, the online gambling business. They had a fantastic day of trading yesterday, up about 12%. So you can really see the momentum that these guys are taking forward into 2021. Now, I've got a lot of questions about which one should you go for, Draftkings or LCA. Guys, they both bring different things to the table and they're both good for your portfolio. They're both good plays to jump in. Now, Draftkings is much larger, about 6 times the size of LCA on a sales basis. But LCA, Golden Nugget, is a lot cheaper, right? On a forward 2021 price to sales ratio, they're about 15 times versus 28 times for Draftkings. So pretty much half the price, right? So they're much cheaper. That's something to bear in mind. LCA are also profitable on an EBITDA level. So you guys know I like investing in businesses that are profitable or showing a path to profitability. That is key, right? Now, there are questions about Draftkings' path to profitability, but given the size of them, given the partnerships they have, the presence they have, this is a fantastic play, but you do pay a premium, so just bear that in mind. So guys, a big driving factor for the momentum in the share prices of Draftkings and Golden Nugget going into 2021 is the fact that a lot of states are now legalizing gambling, right? This is the key, because these states will now have a much larger tax revenue to help their finances, right? This is the big play. Now, as more states legalize gambling, Golden Nugget and Draftkings are going to benefit enormously because there's a much larger total addressable market for them to capture. Not only this, these guys are both in the mobile and online segment, right? And we know that's growing as well. So they're benefiting from two massive trends: the trend to online mobile and the trend to more states legalizing gambling. That is why these guys are in our portfolios ready for takeoff in 2021. So I've just thrown up a graphic for you guys to see the states which have legalized gambling, those that are in the red, and those who are not or who are in process of doing so. So you can see there's still a lot of states who have not legalized gambling yet and who are on the road to doing so. So there's still a lot of opportunity and potential for LCA and Golden Nugget. So guys, I'm going to throw up a couple of articles for you guys to see just how seriously these states are taking the move to legalization of online gambling, because it's all going to happen in 2021 and I don't want you guys to miss out, right? I want this to be on your radar so you guys can position yourselves and benefit from this with LCA and Draftkings. So up on screen, this is about Georgia now. They're saying expanded gambling coming to Georgia in 2021 seems like a sure bet, as sentiment around the topic is gaining traction among lawmakers. So this second one is about Connecticut. It says legal sports betting in Connecticut looks like it could finally come to fruition next year, right? And another one for you guys is Missouri, right? So they are saying senators in Missouri are wasting no time in letting the legislature know they want to see sports betting legalized in 2021. Guys, and this is not all of them, right? This is just 3 that I've picked out that have all said they are ready to go in 2021. They're wasting no time, right? And this is going to massively benefit LCA and Draftkings. So in terms of a good entry point for LCA, guys, I'm going to set this at $20, right? Have to put on your radar that they do have their shareholders meeting tomorrow, and this could drive up their share price, but I do expect some kind of pullback next week. So you might be able to enter at $20. In terms of my price prediction, I see this running up in 2021 all the way up to $35 to $40, guys. Yes, I see this being a home run play pretty much by next year. Now, we have to remember a lot more states, as I mentioned, are legalizing online gambling. This is going to give them a massive boost. Also, they have said in their last quarter report that they're gearing up their mobile and online business in Michigan by the end of this year, and the results for that will be announced early next year. So this is going to give them a nice push up in their share price when they release some good numbers from their Michigan business. Next up, we have Draftkings. Now, I see a good entry point below $50, right? If you can get in below $50, this sets you up pretty nicely for the momentum that's going to happen in 2021. Now, remember, this is a much more expensive stock, so I don't see it being run up as much as LCA in 2021. Now, I do see them hitting somewhere in the region of $65 to $70 next year. So if you price in now, if you load up on this play, you should benefit pretty nicely in 2021. Alright guys, so it's question of the day time. Now this question comes from Andrew, and the question is, what do you think of Li Auto and Kandi? So thank you very much for sending us in, and big shout out to you, Andrew, big supporter of the channel. Alright, so this is a fantastic question. Let's start with Li Auto. It's one of our plays. Now I do a lot of analysis over on this channel about Li Auto, but in case you missed it, this is what you need to know. Firstly, they have a very good profitability position, right? So their gross margin is around 25%. Now just compare that to NIO, which is around 12-15%. You could just see the difference. I think out of the three major Chinese EV manufacturers, they are going to be first to announce profitability, right? And this is key because as an investor, you always want to be investing in an asset that's either profitable or showing a path to profitability. Now, all of these EV manufacturers show that path, but I think Li Auto are going to get there first. Now, to mention, their November delivery numbers were fantastic, about 30% increase month on month, only just beaten by XPeng, right? XPeng had a fantastic month on month delivery numbers for November. So it shows that their business is producing vehicles, they're in demand, and they're going in the right direction. They also own their own factory, so they have command over their production, which is a one-up on NIO. XPeng also have their own factory as well. So we're just waiting for NIO to get their own factory, and then they can boost and increase their delivery numbers, right? I also like the fact that they only have one model of car, and it's not going to be long before we see them introducing new models, maybe even an all-electric model. This is just going to increase their revenue, increase their deliveries, and it's going to be onwards and upwards for Li Auto. Now, finally, I always say to you guys, I always touch on valuation, right? You always want to know the value of what you're buying. Now, from a valuation perspective, they are cheap relative to the other EV manufacturers, right? The other Chinese EV manufacturers. So I've shown you guys that their price to sales ratio is around 20 times, when the others is around 25 times. Now, this is cheap, right? Relative, it's still expensive, but relative is cheap. Now they're growing fast, so you can pay a bit of a premium for this. This is why it's in the 20s and not down in the 15s or the low single digits like some other assets that you might buy. So you're buying a cheap asset. This is why someone like a Goldman Sachs has their share price up all the way to $60, because they recognize that it's cheap, it's on sale right now. So I do see, I've said this before, I do see Li Auto doubling up next year. I think this is a home run play. So if you're not in Li Auto, now is the time. They're in their buy zone, right? They are on sale. So load up on some Li Auto, and by 2021, you should be set. So Kandi is in a different ball game. It's not one of my plays, and I've never actually suggested that you guys should jump in on Kandi. Now, Kandi got hit pretty hard when the short seller came out and said that they've been fabricating their numbers. Their share price is down about 40% off their 52-week high and hasn't recovered since, and has not shown any signs of recovering. And it's only going to show signs of recovering if we get news that their numbers are legit, the business is well audited, and everything is safe and sound. Now, until that happens, I would suggest that you guys don't touch Kandi right now. Yes, there is massive upside potential given the fact that they are off 40% off their 52-week high, but we need to see some solid information that this is a legit business with a future before we start touching them. So I get a lot of questions each day from you guys about what EV plays to jump in at, where the best buy points, what's the price predictions for next year, and I do my best on this YouTube channel and in the comments to answer all of those. You guys see how active I am, but I want to give you guys something even greater, right? I want us to level up as we go into 2021. So over on my Patreon, I'm gonna put the link down below. I'm releasing this Sunday what I call an EV cheat sheet. It's going to have all of our EV plays in a spreadsheet, and it's going to have all the information you need to base your investment decisions on, right? This is going to be updated each and every day because you know the stock market moves. So we need information that's current, that's moving with the stock market. It's going to have all of their valuations, all of their price points, because you know I told you that Li Auto is cheap relative to the other EV plays. So you want to be seeing, okay, where are the bargains at in the EV market, right? You don't want to be buying something that's super expensive like XPeng was, for example, for it just to tank, and you'll see that in the spreadsheet, right? When XPeng was at its high, believe it or not, this was about 40 something times price to sales ratio. Now if you had that spreadsheet, you would see, okay, 40 something times when NIO's trading at 25, Li Auto's trading at 22, you would know, okay, let me just be cautious. It's going to have all of the analyst forecasts in there. It's going to have my price predictions and what I think you guys should do with that stock, whether that's to buy, to sell, to hold. So I think this will be a fantastic thing for you guys to use and base your investment decisions off. And it's, like I said, it's going to be updated in real time. So that's going to be uploaded on Sunday, this Sunday, over at the Patreon. So if you're interested in that, do check that out. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in to today's video. Please hit a like on the video, it really helps the channel out. If you're new, do hit that subscribe button. Got videos coming each and every day. And like I always say to you guys, the stock market is rapidly moving. Do check into the channel each and every day so you never ever miss a beat. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.